About 6 months ago, I'd put on about 20, 30 pounds of weight. So I needed to do something to take off that weight. I'm not a person that's very good at just coming up with a goal of strictly weight loss. I have to have something to aim for. So I happened to be on the website one night, came across Race Across America, and said, you know what, this is it. I talked to Matt, my partner, and I said, Matt, here's the deal. Are you up for doing a 3,000-mile race? He looked it over, he said, yep. So we said, all right, we're golden, we're in. My name's John Palmer. I'm 34, and I'm riding with Team Wisconsin.
My name is Matt Mason with Team Wisconsin. I'm 33 and I'm from Walworth, Wisconsin.
Shit, he's here.
Love the change part. Keeps you busy. 8 days of boredom, surrounded by a few minutes of sheer terror. I see some red. You know, I was gonna bring binoculars with and I did. That's not John. All right, let's go. Good job, good job.
It's not John?
No, it's not. Should I ask him if he passed the guy in the red jersey? All right, looking good, looking strong.
Well, the competitive nature of the two-person race, I think, has a distinctive challenge because it's not quite as hard as the solo, but you still have to take a longer pull, so it can be quite challenging. The reason why we picked the two-person is because we get a taste of what it's like to be solo and get that the endurance challenge rather than just the speed challenge.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, you're iced. You're iced up, buddy.
It's not even hot, I know.
How you feeling?
Hot.
I know it's hot out for you.
I've already got my butt starting to chafe, so we got to do something about that. That's not
Hey,
pleasant.
John, I didn't put this in your drink. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but it's a fact of life, so I think the pulls are good. The big problem, though, is we got to talk with Matt. I didn't get a chance to tell him. My heart rate, I couldn't get it down. I was at about 180, 175 the entire ride, and I was like keeping it down. I wasn't even trying to push it. The plan is Matt should be coming up to the summit, 3,000 feet, within the next few minutes. He's going to get on interstate. He's going to be on there for about 3 miles. He's going to take the next exit, and we're going to do a rotation.
No, don't touch me. I won't touch you. You feel good?
I'm going to be right there, man.
Follow the signs on the right.
No, I just have him stop at the stop sign.
Stop at the stop sign. I can't believe it.
Go get him, Johnny.
The fun begins. The sun is setting, and we don't know where our rider is.
Why not?
Because we stopped too long at the last station.
Too fast.
Our rider is too fast. Blame John. It's John's fault. He's riding his bike way too fast. Is that you or him?
I don't know.
It's him. Right, there he is, guys.
Oh, awesome.
Found
We
him.
just found you. You're at mile 37.
Hey, did you see a guy in a red jersey go by?
I was like, I think they left me.
You feeling okay?
Yeah.
How many more minutes to a pull? Change.
We were going to do it close to I-5. How far up is that? We can't be too far away.
We're at 32 miles right now.
What?
5 miles, you handle it?
5?
Yeah.
See you up there.
All right. My name's Kerry Perlman. I'm chief crew. I'm a friend of Matt and John's. I've known John for many years. And when he asked me to come on this crazy journey, I was a little apprehensive. And the closer it got, the more and more exciting. And right now, I'm on cloud 9 to be part of their team, helping them get across the country. It's an exciting journey that they're both embarking on. I'm glad to be part of it.
What are you doing?
Feeling okay?
I'm going to not sleep on the bike instead of not sleeping on the whatever this is called.
It's Wednesday morning in the Mojave Desert, about 3:15. We are making an exchange right now. One of our riders can't sleep, and he figured he'd be better off being awake on a bike than on a hotbed. So We are waiting for the other biker to get up here, which he should be pretty soon.
Because I got a sore throat, so I'm trying to gargle with cold water and non-iodized salt.
What am I most nervous about? And really, I'm not nervous about a whole lot. My partner's probably more nervous that I'm going to go out too hard too soon and burn out. But I'm not going to do that. We're just going to start out and just race our race and really enjoy ourselves.
John, I'll go another one if you need me to.
Yeah, I want Matt to do whatever because I know he's going too hard. Just back the life.
How was your ride?
Awesome. I was really good. There was a point where I actually had to get off and walk, but our motto is always forward. Always forward.
I just got done finally getting a little bit of sleep. I think I got about an hour, and I was wasted pretty early on. I was not very good in the heat, and it came up right now. But Matt's going to try to get a little bit of sleep, so I'm going to try to do about a 2-hour pull. Take it nice and easy.
Listen to me. If you're feeling bad, you wake me up, all right?
Yes, sir.
Promise?
What our plan is to do is to be extremely fluid. Since we're rookies, we have no idea what to expect. You know, we're going to have to take it as we go. The two biggest things we're worried about is the sleep deprivation and Matt going too hard. But like I said, we're going to keep it nice and fluid.
Start climbing. It's going to start
Yeah, you're gonna start climbing. This has got to get put away.
I got to start climbing right off the
No, I
bat?
really don't know.
Yes, you do. He
Oh,
closes
thank
down
you,
to the
thank
bottom.
you. Thank you.
You know, I was actually stopped at...
No, it's good. You get some sleep.
Okay.
It's all worth it.
You know, I think the whole experience, just being in San Diego, looking towards that goal of Atlantic City, I think I'm excited just to see how we're going to do, you know, through the whole race.
Did you call the time station?
Yes.
Of course. I just want to make sure.
Hey, what happened back there with you and John?
John's not, his fluids aren't taking. That means that they're not getting through his kidneys. He's got a lot of fluid in his stomach. It's not going to his body.
Is that
So
why
he
his
needs to
stomach
rest. He's going to have to rest.
Hello.
How you holding up?
I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Good. We pretty much determined that about 5 miles is when my check engine light comes on. I start to overheat, so we're going to try to keep it to about 5 miles for a little bit. And see how we go, but I'm feeling a lot better than I did a couple hours ago. Huge difference.
I'm doing great. This grade, man, this is called a false flat. It kind of looks somewhat flat, but really it's a 4% grade. I'm going 10 miles an hour, you think he must be slowing down, but this is about what it takes. My heart rate's 147. I'd rather it be like 137. But you know, what do you do when you're climbing, going into altitude? I'm from Wisconsin. We're basically sea level.
This is one of the toughest climbs. Riders find out kind of what they're worth on this hill here.
Oh, Matt's out of commission.
What happened?
What? Just he's hurting. And I'm, you know, I only go so far because of this heat. It's over 100 degrees. See what we got to go after now? This is brutal. It's 6% incline for, look at that. Because I'm gonna burn out. And Matt can't go, so I gotta go.
What about the rain?
15.6.
Love the rain.
John.
I hope it pours.
It might.
If it does, I'll be a very happy man. Well, we've hit our first big climb here since we entered the desert. How many feet is it?
Climbing 1,800 feet in 8 miles. And then you get a quick rest, and then you have to climb 1,300 feet in about 6 miles. Then you get another tiny rest, then you go up and down climbing 600 feet in about 2 miles. So he's got his work cut out for him.
So we're just gonna do blocks. What is that, a quarter mile, half mile blocks?
Yeah.
Take a break, do it, take a break. Then pretty soon we'll get rewarded with downhill. On we go. On Wisconsin. Next. Now this is what Ram's all about.
How's the rain holding
12 hours ago, I could barely move and about to lose everything I drank. And now, I feel like $1 million and just kind of pretty good pee.
John and I have both been having these what I call mini bonk. A bonk is where you hit the wall and you have nothing left. A mini bonk is where you feel like you hit the wall, but there really was something left. We practice those in training.
Okay.
So he and I have both had mini bonks. In fact, we've had many bonks. Actually, what's happened is we'll both be like, oh, we can't do anything. And so the other one goes and they feel great, and then all of a sudden they don't feel great and the other one feels okay. Right now, I theoretically feel great, and he doesn't. But now I'm kind of not feeling great.
So what's going on?
Oh, I'm just sitting here. I have a fascination with semis, so I thought I'd sit here for a while and watch them just about knock us over every time they go by. You know,
Where are we?
we are like Groundhog Day, always 11 miles from Williams. We're at 6,000 feet, and we got to go to 68. Oh no, are we at 5 now?
We've got to climb 2,000 more feet.
Oh shit. Sorry, shoot.
How you
And
doing?
I'm not.
We're doing a mile at a time.
We're doing,
it's
yeah, a
11:30
mile.
at night.
Is it really?
This guy's still going.
That's right. So.
That's our motto.
Yeah, we're gonna do a mile, half mile at a time. I live at 950 feet. So this is something I'm not used to, but at least it's not hot or windy. So I'll take it.
Yep.
So we're just gonna take our time. And probably fall apart.
And fall asleep from what it looks.
All right, I should get going.
What are you gonna do now?
Go about 10 more feet and take a break. And then we're gonna repeat the process.
This is the mind game for John right here. He's only got about 8 more miles, but he's been going hard. He's been going a long time, and it's all an incline. If Matt's ready to go, this will be a good 3-hour nap here, so that would be great for our team. But
What about the mind game?
it's just, you gotta go on. This is what the soloists do every time they go on their own, and it's tough, and there's nobody to take your place. You know, if you stop, that's it.
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay, we're not pulling you off, okay? We just want to keep you warm. These gusts and winds are pretty strong. So come on up. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I gotta go in 5.
Yep, we're gonna do 5.
So what's going on with John?
He's exhausted. He is physically exhausted, and his body just had to take a nap. He laid down, and we picked him up and put him in the van for just a few minutes. And he wanted to just get back up and get going. So there he is. He's back out. He's walking instead of riding, but he wants to be moving forward. Maybe he'll... There he goes. And he's back. He's back.
How you doing, John?
You notice the semis are getting out of the way now? They're all gone.
You're a force to be reckoned with.
That's right.
Yeah. You got 2 miles to our exit. After our
You know what I was
exit.
just thinking about?
What?
It wasn't really a goal when we started, but I climbed Mount I-10, right? Solo. This is my solo ramp.
That's right.
This stupid interstate. They
It
tried to
never
throw
ends.
semis at me. It threw stones and wind and probably a bunch of other things. And in about 2 to 10 miles, whatever they decide next, I'll be at the
down in here. Sit down and lay down.
We're gonna do another 5-minute
hold the
nap.
bike
That's
here
what
for a
got you here. Okay, we're gonna do a
Then
5-minute
we'll count
nap.
it out. We'll get it over with.
Watch the elk, John.
You're okay. This way. Come swing your leg this way, towards me.
Up like this way. Now in
5 minutes.
This isn't a trick. I got one. I think 1 mile.
1 mile.
Which is why you're gonna do a 5-minute nap.
Why don't you start walking your bike? Walk it for a couple minutes. We only got a mile, John, but we got to get off the freeway. So start walking your bike, and if you feel like it, just get back on it.
It's raining.
Hey, it's raining.
Hey, John.
Someone threw my bike down.
No, it was us.
Thank you. I wouldn't throw your camera down.
I didn't throw it down.
John,
I'm just kidding.
you got 1 mile. If you get off and fall asleep again, we're gonna call. We're gonna wake up Matt.
I didn't fall asleep. I just.
Right. If we have to throw you in the van again, we're gonna call Matt. Okay. So 1 mile.
I better start running.
You can do it.
Okay.
He's gonna make it.
I think he's gonna make it. Yeah. He's determined. Got 1 more mile, but I know it's gotta be nice to see the sign, so he's just gotta keep going.
We're racing against the clock right now.
By 4 a.m. tomorrow morning,
No,
which
4 a.m. tonight.
Right.
Tonight, after midnight, we are Friday. 4 a.m. tonight is Friday. So tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. You got it.
we need to be at a particular time station. And that's Utah, I want to say.
Our goal is really just to race our race. You know, we'll see what the other people do. The reality is that you know, if we finish, we're successful. That's what we're trying to do.
This race is so much more difficult than anybody could have imagined. The temperature's 140 degrees. We don't comprehend that. What is that? Isn't that the temperature your meat's supposed to be safe to eat? Can we go? Go, go, go. All right. It's grueling, the lack of sleep. You think, oh yeah, I've pulled an all-nighter in college. How hard could that be? Try 8 days of those. Not a luxury trip. It's the ultimate endurance challenge for the crew and the riders.
Hey guys, it's the first time I got the 2 of you together.
Well, it's gonna be a short clip. They're gonna make it. They've got it physically, and most importantly, they've got it mentally. And the emotions are there, so they're on track.
How you feel?
The first day we're firing on all cylinders. We've been going like 20 plus miles an hour for hours now. So this is so much fun.
It's 9:30 p.m. We beat the time zone. We're at time station 13. We had till 4 a.m. to be disqualified, but we're clear and play. Many hours to spare. We made it.
Right there is Colorado. We got California, Arizona, Utah, and now we're gonna work in Colorado. That is so awesome.
How do you feel about tonight versus last night?
What time did I crash last night?
You never crashed. You just
Mentally, what time did I crash?
you kept riding even though mentally you were crashed.
Now I feel pretty lucid right now. I got all 5 brain cells working like a charm.
I really am looking forward to Colorado, even though there's a lot of climbing. It's just beautiful. On our drive out here, you know, we just saw just an incredibly awesome country. So I think Colorado is going to be one of the funnest places to ride through.
We're lost. We don't know where our riders or other crew is. Road construction, detours, bad signs. That's where we are today. The hardest part of the race is just finding our way around this map. The detours, it looks like we can go this way. We couldn't. There's a bridge that's out. I would follow that's got to be marked. There's the tent that they described. Just follow the detour sign. I don't think we'll go wrong.
This is Lon Haldeman's bike. He was good friends with Breedlove. So, in his memory, Breedlove was killed the other day going down Wolf Creek Pass. So I'm going to descend on Lon's bike in memory of Breedlove. So that's why it's important to me to do it.
before Wolf Creek Pass, and we're going to do half-mile to mile stretches. Here's our relief crew. They're going to get Matt on the road, take John off, get him some fluid so they can keep switching. The trick to doing these high elevations is short, quick rides so their legs don't burn out. If they walk up the hill, it'll take forever.
That's what we're all about.
This is known as the famous walking bike across America, also known as WBAM.
How you doing?
Hi. I thought I'd just do a half-mile walks.
All right, enjoy your walk. See you half.
We actually go faster walking. Our motto is always forward, so that's what we're doing.
And we're making it.
You know, the thing is, we're just not used to this elevation. My head is like, feels like it's this big. You know, we train as a team. So what I did is I had Matt do pretty much most of the physical work, and I did the mental work. This is absolutely beautiful. The biking's a little bit on the tough side. I'd rate this easy to moderate climb probably. As long as you do it over a 1 year period.
35 miles an hour. He's still pumping. Look at how many reps per second he's pulling. He's tucking it in. He's at 40, 42. He's got a dangerous corner coming up. If I can light it up well enough. He's got the momentum. He's breaking the speed limit barrier. You gotta love that.
It's my home state, Kansas. Well, Kansas is flat. I like flat. I also like wind that's at your back. And I like smooth roads. It's the smoothest road I've been on in all of Ram. So I'm kind of hogging it. I'm doing 10 miles. I'm letting John do 4. Because I love it. I'm having a blast.
My thermometer says 108 degrees.
How you feeling though?
I feel like a baked potato.
That's Idaho. That's coming up.
A baked potato that's doing 23, 24 miles an hour.
We're the first two-person team that's participated that are from Wisconsin. And so we decided to become Team Wisconsin, and our motto is, it's not just about beer and cheese.
And the fact of the matter is, as soon as you say we're from Wisconsin, you live on a farm and you're a cheesehead. And so, you know what, we either go along with that or we just embrace it. And we'd rather embrace it.
That's right.
Embrace
the cheese.
Embrace the cheese. Anybody that's ever been there realizes that it's an extremely diverse state. We have a lot to offer. The second reason is we absolutely love Wisconsin, and we're proud to represent it.
Go Wisconsin.
Boom.
Last night, about 4 o'clock in the morning on day 4 of the race, we called our checkpoint in, time station, and they immediately put us on hold. And one of the race officials got on saying that we were on track not to complete the next major hurdle, which is about 6 time stations out, that we'd be disqualified for the race. I knew that we had all those problems at the beginning of the race. These guys weren't equipped for the heat, for the altitude, for the mountain climbing, and our average speed, clearly we're never going to make the final.
Since 1:30 this morning, I've biked about 150 miles, 9 hours of cycling. I just need to sleep, and I can keep going. John's hurting, his butt's hurting, and he can't continue. And I was about to fall asleep on the bike, so bottom line is I need to sleep. The crew has to figure out that and make a decision.
Cutting our losses is always an option.
Do you want to finish?
I'll go either way. Leave it there. You guys accomplished an amazing feat up till now.
I can continue on. I could probably do 20 hours a day if I could just get enough sleep.
And I've seen him after getting 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
Let me throw out a scenario here, if it's okay. There's this little possibility that maybe I could sleep. And then what I do, I'm laying down and John comes up and says, "Oh, is he sleeping?" I all of a sudden hear that and I go, I guess I should be out there helping. You know what I mean? I'm disturbed. And then I'm thinking, am I not pulling my weight?
It's clear that you both are exerting yourself because you both want to keep going. But when you go too far, you think you're helping, but you're not. What's really would help would be the sleep, but that doesn't help us make the deadlines.
John doesn't believe in stopping.
Right.
And he needs to stop. We had the wrong motto. Mostly forward would have been fine, but always forward is messing us up. what would be better is if, and Mike, he can sleep wherever. That's fine. I can't.
Let's get everybody's heads back in the game today and get kind of calmed down and everybody enjoy. Because we apparently, the feeling is we're all suffering and we're all just barely making it across.
Yeah.
We need to get our heads back in the game and start having fun. But if the consensus is too divided, we need to be able to say we're not going to do it. It's just not going to work. And now's the time to cut the losses and stop. I'm all for pushing on to the next time station.
Just one step at a time. It's Indianapolis.
The time the time cutoff is 2 a.m. in Indianapolis. We must go 22 miles an hour in order to make that time.
You wrote all that down. Now, will you call the race officials and make sure you're thinking right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If that's true, it's over.
We just sat down and figured out how many miles to get to the next checkpoint. If we can make the next checkpoint, we can definitely get to the end. But right now, based on our current statistics, it's physically impossible to maintain the right average speed to get to the next checkpoint.
We had the wrong calculations. All we have to do is 10 to 12 miles an hour, and we finished early Thursday.
How did you miscalculate?
We misfigured something. Heck. And we called the race officials and talked to them, and they were voice of calm in a really bad storm and assured us that we would arrive before the cutoff of the race. It's looking good.
This is one of the hardest days of my life so far. It's about 90 some degrees with humidity.
Okay, that's enough of that
No,
right now.
no, this is good. This is good. I spent over 2 hours by myself in the heat with no water, no nothing. And I stopped at a store in Branson, a gas station, and I had nothing. And they gave me pizza and Coke and got me going when I was all by myself. That's what America's all about. That's why I'm doing this.
My back is killing me. I feel like I've got electrical current oscillating.
Circular feeling on the right side of my spine.
Well, a lot of times the hamstrings are related to these type of pelvic conditions. The contraction of them will actually rotate the pelvis, which can send pain into the lumbosacral area.
And then,
Okay. Oh, cool. I got to get back to being shocked, so thank you.
It's now Monday morning. We are now in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. There's lots of long climbs where you can't use your momentum up the next hill because it's 2 miles long. Riders in this heat have to be really vigilant to how they're feeling. It can sneak up on them how rapidly dehydrating this kind of riding is with this humidity. It's draining.
This damn heat is just killing me. But the white stripes in the road, if you saw me like swerving a little bit, it's because they kept jumping out at me. And I realized I'm starting to hallucinate again. The whole road got covered with these wooden bridges things. So I'm like, you know what, I'm tired, I gotta stop and take a break.
Way too hot.
What's the temperature out there?
Well, it only says 101, but it feels like 120 or worse.
You gonna make it? At least Indianapolis?
Well, I think we'll keep inching forward, but there's no way I could do this for 3 days. Not in this heat. This is the worst it's been, so theoretically you can't expect it to be this bad going forward. So the positive side says we get through this and then we got through the worst of it.
We're gonna get there. It might be brutal. But a lot of people go through a lot of brutal stuff. And this is something I made a conscious effort to do. A lot of people have no choice. They're dealt a pretty crappy hand. I've been pretty lucky. I think we all have a purpose here in this race. For me, it isn't about winning or losing. As I told you earlier, nobody wins this race, they just try to survive it. But you get to see what people are made of. And you get put through things that you would never, ever even slightly imagine. people have no idea. Yesterday, I thought it was over.
Why?
It was the heat index must have been like 190, and we were like going half a block and looking for the next shade tree, stopping, going, more stopping than going. We actually stopped. Our team motto is always forward, and we stopped. We were sleeping. I finally said we got to start, so we started going out, and all of a sudden, this huge gale of beautiful rain began to follow us, and I went from 6 miles an hour to 36 miles an hour. I was flying. I've learned that this is impossible by yourself, and I've also learned that we have an incredible team. My brother came last night, out of the blue. He just decided to come. Oh man, I just about cried.
Matt did a hell of a job last night. I'm averaging about 17.5 to 18 when I'm pulling. He said he's doing about 12. Anyways.
How much sleep have you gotten?
None. I was so ill last night. I couldn't sleep, but I couldn't do anything. It was absolutely brutal. Last night, I think what happened is I got no nutrition and stuff for I don't know how long. And I just freaking bombed.
We've got less than 550 miles to go. You know, we can practically see the ocean. We're entering the foothills of our last major obstacle, the Appalachian Mountains we're going to be going through. It's going to get worse than it has been before, you know, with the mood swings and the sleep deprivation. I'm afraid that if we all keep being critical, they're going to break.
We got a manageable pace. All we have to do is average 11 and a half non-stop, and we make it by the deadline. Any better, we get in early.
My first Ironman I did without too much training. I'd never done a triathlon before. Ran right into that. I did it at the Birkebeiner, which is a 36-mile cross-country ski race. I did that without ever training, went right on it, put the skis on in the stall and took off. So Ram was about the same way. Due to my schedule and my family, I've got 2 children and I'm very family orientated. And I work 60 to 70 hours a week at my job. So that didn't leave a lot of training time. So what we did is we came up with a plan that we would commit to getting our long rides over the weekend. We put together a 16-week training schedule, and we said, you know what, we're going to make do with what we did.
I'm right on the shoulder, so when I fall asleep and fall off, I don't get hurt as bad.
How much sleep did you get last night?
I don't know, maybe 90 minutes. I think I've slept a total of about 4 or 5 hours the whole 8 days so far.
We're in Maryland, exiting the Appalachian Mountains. We've been chopping away at the bit here trying to get through these, and I think the guy's legs are probably burning like fire.
Hey, Carrie, what is Ken saying that the Appalachians aren't that bad? What is he smoking? These freaking suck. Dude, it's one terrible nightmare after another.
But I will say this, 300 miles to go. Little rollers.
It's fucking killing me. What's that?
Actually, the next time station, you're gonna really cry.
What?
The next time station, you're really gonna cry. It's really bad.
So you're really trying to pump me up. You're here to pump me up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What better way to enjoy riding across the country at 15 miles an hour and watch your best friends suffer? I hope you know how much I enjoy this.
We got a headwind.
Just can't win.
Nope. But it's not the mountains. So I finally got to take a nap because I hadn't slept in 2 days. I was murdered. I was beat. I was pummeled. I just felt like crap.
Well, just my right knee was starting to bother me, and I don't want to cause any permanent damage, but I iced it down, took a nap, took some ibuprofen. The thing is, I've done like a lot of climbing, 8,000 feet in the last 7 hours of climbing.
60 miles left to go out of 3,052. We're on the home stretch. It's 2:40 in the morning. We're gonna make the boardwalk soon. We're ecstatic.
How do you feel about getting to the home stretch? You have any thoughts? You want to say anything to your...
Yeah, considering I'm nothing but positive, and last night I thought it was all done. When everybody conked, I thought it was done. I'm like, there's no way we can come back from this. There's just, everybody did great, but we just gave everything we had in really crappy weather to try to get through some crappy mountains. And we were just spent. But we got up this morning, started off slow and just started kicking it into gear. It turned out to be awesome.
What do you think? You think you'd ever make it?
Oh yeah, I knew it the whole time, except for that one time and the other one. Besides that though, I was on it.
We're almost there. I feel relieved and relaxed. We know we're gonna make the finish line. We know we're gonna make it in the allotted time. We'll be crossing on the boardwalk with the police escorts, the big banner, and it'll all be worthwhile.
Through my entire life, I've never ever given up on anything. Regardless of how the odds were against us, no matter how much time we had left, I said, you know what, we can finish. But what was it, about a day ago, when we were on that mountain up in West Virginia, we are battling the elements. We were totally beat. Our backs, knees, crotches were just ripped beyond repair, and so it felt. And the crew was giving 100%, trying to get us up and over this beast. We just were running on empty, emotionally and physically. Pretty much nobody had anything left. I was sitting in the passenger side, and I just took a quick inventory of the van, and everybody was out cold, and you could just, even with their eyes shut and them sleeping, you could see the look on their face of, you know what, we gave everything we had, and there's just nothing left. And at that moment, for the first time ever, I was like, you know what, I don't think we're going to finish this race. And that goes against everything that I believe. But at that same moment, I was at peace, because I'd never been in a team atmosphere like that, where people had given so much of themselves to be part of something as dynamic as this Ram is. And I was thinking about that the last couple 100 miles. I was like, I've never been in such pain in my life, and these guys kept us going. They got us from transition to transition, and they didn't do it for 5 miles or 10 miles. They did it for hundreds of miles over some of the most difficult terrain I'd ever seen in my life. So if it wasn't for the crew we had, there's no way in hell that we would be sitting here at McDonald's, the last checkpoint, ready to do a parade into Atlantic City.
Let's hear it for the guys from Team Wisconsin.
I have officially made it from San Diego to, where the heck are we? Atlantic City. So we've gone from the Pacific to the Atlantic. And I have had enough of riding on this frickin' bike. I love it. It got me here, but it's time for it to go.